Hi everyone. We're going to look at another important technique in pawn endgames, and it's about changing one wing, exchanging one wing. So here's a famous example from Sveshnikov Kasparov from Minsk 1979. And first, Kasparov's king had to um, go into the queen side. So white is forced to protect the a2 pawn. So it's tied down to the defense of the a2 pawn, and now Kasparov is going to change all the queenside pawns and win the race to the king side, bring his king in a dominant position to win the race to the king side for the g3 pawn. So it's quite instructive. Um, he plays a5, he can do nothing but wait. King a1 is totally forced, and now he plays a4. He has to take because otherwise he's just going to lose a pawn. And now, of course, think for yourself, king takes because you want to change all the queenside pawns. Not this move, of course. So, just a second here. Um, of course, king takes because you want to exchange all the queenside pawns, and king a1 is again forced. And here Sveshnikov resigned because after takes, Kasparov would take back. And then, as we can see now, he would win the race to the g3 pawn and win the game easily, of course. So um, and after king a1, Kasparov would take, and now white is in zugzwang and has to give away pawns by playing f5 or g4, both losing as black's pawn queens with mate. So sorry, let's go back to the fragment of the game. Um, exchanging one wing, extremely important technique in pawn endgames. So exchanging all the queenside pawns to bring your king in a dominant position, and now win the race to the g3 pawn and win the game, of course. So that was quite instructive. Now I want to have a look at a study by Grigoriev. So let me make the position on b4. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, this is the end of a study by Grigoriev, and it's about connected pass pawn. If we look at this position, white is to move and win, and black to move wouldn't change much. It will come to the same. He can try the stalemate defense king a5, where black has to play king b8, not king a7 or king b7, both double question mark due to immediate stalemate. This study was also, by the way, shown on the DVD of Endgames from Carsten Muller. So White's plan is to walk all the way to the H file to break Black's opposition defense. So we have to take a look here, King C8, and walk all the way to the H file. And now Black cannot play King H6 because then he leaves the square of the pass pawn, and White would queen on its own, and win easily, of course. So king h6 is impossible. That's why we have to walk all the way to the h file. So black tries to defend with the diagonal opposition, and now If we go king g8 would make no progress, of course, so king h7 and taking the opposition. And making use that f3 is again outside of the square of the pass pawn. So he can take like defense again here with the diagonal opposition. Since the normal opposition loses because the pawn queens. So and now white is going to make use of this pawn because it covers the square, and black's king cannot go to the square, so black can only simply defend, taking the opposition here. But we walk all the way here, here, and as we said, black's king cannot enter the square, so he has to do something else, and white just advances. Of course, this loses immediately, and the pawn queens, and otherwise white is just gonna win the pawn. So remember, if it was black to move, plays king a5, don't play king b7 or king a7. Walk all the way to the h file, because the king cannot go here because he will be outside of the square. Now king f6, walk all the way here. Okay, in this position, such positions, the attacker always wins, and this is quite unfortunate position for the attacker because now like more difficult maneuvers have to be necessary to prevail. But okay, it's quite nice and instructive to see how this study goes, and it shows very well the importance of opposition and the connected pass pawn, because if the king could go to, oh sorry, to h6, then of course white could not make progress, but the pawn is queening now since black is outside of the square. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.